Hi guys, so today we're going to be making a lemon drizzle cake for Easter. So what you're going to need is 225 grams of butter. I've just let this come to room temperature so it's a bit soft. 225 grams of caster sugar, 4 eggs, 225 grams of flour, and then another 75 grams of caster sugar in a separate bowl. You're going to need a lemon and a small, like a fine grater, because we're going to use the zest of it, the skin of it, and then we're going to use some juice from that as well. And then what I've done is I've just lined a loaf tin, and I've also greased it as well, so it really won't stick, because that's what we're going to cook it in. So it's similar to the first cupcake video we did. I did that with a hand whisk, but I'm going to use this big food mixer now. You can use whatever you want. You can use a wooden spoon, but it just takes a little bit more time. So the first thing we're going to do is put the butter and sugar into the bowl. All of that in there. And it might struggle at first. And what we're going to do is we're just going to beat that together, and it's called creaming it together, and it'll go basically a paler colour than the butter is now. So once that's done, we'll come back and I'll show you. Okay, so now I don't know if you can see, but we've got a much paler kind of consistency now. It's a much lighter, fluffier kind of thing. What we're going to do is add 1 egg at a time, wait till that's all mixed in, add another egg until all 4 eggs are used. Then we're going to fold in the flour and add the lemon zest, which I've just grated. When you're like zesting a lemon, just make sure you don't get too much of the white. You just want the yellow bit, because the white can be quite bitter. I also preheated the oven to 180 degrees. So I'm going to turn the mixer back on and add 1 egg at a time. Wait till that's all mixed in, and then you can add another egg. Okay, now so all the egg is mixed in. What we're going to do is we're going to put the flour in here and a tablespoon of lemon zest. So I've just got mine in there. So I'm going to add the lemon zest in. And all of our flour. Now I sieved this before, so it's got no lumps in it. You can sieve it straight in. And we're just going to fold it in. So we're going to fold it onto itself. So in a figure of 8, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to get rid of all the air that you've made with all that beating with the machine. Okay, so as soon as your mixture is all together and looks like one consistent batter, stop. You don't want to beat all the air out of it, because then you'll just have a really dense, like bread. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pour the batter into the loaf tin that we prepared earlier, and then it's going to go into the oven at 180 for about 50 minutes to an hour. It takes a bit longer than like a normal cake just because of how deep it is, but yeah. So I put it in the loaf tin, smoothed it over, I'm now going to put it in the oven for 15 minutes to an hour. Okay, so while our cake is baking in the oven, we're just going to take the lemon that I sliced up before. We've already taken the zest off, the zest is in the cake. So I'm just going to squeeze the juice into a small bowl. That should be enough juice. And then this bowl has got the 75 grams of caster sugar, the other little bit of sugar that we didn't use. That's why on your recipes it'll say 300 grams. It's because 225 grams goes into the cake and then 75 grams goes into the drizzle bit. So what we're going to do is into the sugar we're just going to pour that lemon juice. I'd start with a little bit and then leave a little bit aside because you don't need it too thin. You just want to make like kind of an icing consistency, so like a runny icing. So just a thick kind of liquid, so I'm not going to use the rest of that liquid. But what we're going to do is when the cake comes out, firstly it'll be very hot, so please ask an adult to help you. We're going to put it on a cooling mat like this one, and then we're going to poke a load of holes in the top of it with a skewer, and then we're going to drizzle over this lemony sugar mixture, and it'll soak into the cake and make the cake really like moist and nice. So yeah, so I've just got to wait for the cake to cook and then we'll drizzle that on. Okay, so I took it out. I probably let it go a little bit too long, so it's just started to get a bit darker on top, but it'll still taste really nice. This is extremely hot, so please ask an adult to help you. We're going to let it cool down, but first what we're going to do with that lemon juice and sugar mixture we made, I'm just going to take the end of a skewer and poke a load of holes in this. And remember it's hot, so don't touch the side of the pan. And I'm just going to poke loads and loads of holes. Okay. And what you'll also notice is the skewer is completely clean, and that's how you know that a cake is cooked. If you ever need to check, what you do is you just poke a skewer into the deepest part of the cake and then pull it out. And if it's dry and clean, then it's cooked. If you pull it out and it's still got kind of like cake batter or even like a lot of crumbs on it, it probably means that it's undercooked. So I've got a very hot cake here with the loads of holes in it, and I've got this sugar and lemon juice mixture. So I'm just going to mix it up because the sugar's starting to separate a bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drizzle it over the cake. So all over the top of it. And what will happen is all of that lemony, sugary stuff will just sink into the cake. And it'll go down into those holes and make it taste really nice. Try and cover the whole cake. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to let it cool down completely. So the lemon juice and sugar is going to continue to soak in. It's going to make it sweet. It's going to make it more lemony. It's going to be really nice. And then what we'll do is we'll slice it. But I'm going to let it completely cool down, and then we'll be back. Okay, so we've let it completely cool down now. What we have is a lemon drizzle cake. What you'll see is the sugar starts to go really crunchy, and that just makes it really nice. So I'll slice into this. Oh, that's pretty good. Get a couple of slices. So I overbaked mine. It happens to everyone. But what you'll see is the middle is really good. And it should be really sweet. Sweet and lemony. Like I say, it's got that sugary crust on the top and it's well nice. So please do have a go. If you do make it, please send us pictures to seb.walker@threecirclesfostering.com or charlotte.andrew@threecirclesfostering.com. It is well worth it, it's really nice. I'm going to eat probably quite a lot of this right now. Yeah, stay safe, have a good Easter, have a good weekend. Yeah.